Hey everybody, how's it going? Get me out here, and welcome to my set of Theorycraft videos for Darkmoon Faire. So we're trying something a little bit new this expansion. We're going to be doing 2 classes per video to save myself and you guys just a little bit of time. So what you guys can do is down in the description, or there's little chapters here on YouTube, you guys can go ahead and skip to whatever class you're interested in. For each of these classes, each class will have 4 decks, so at least 2 meta and at least 2 off-meta decks that each use at least 1 new card. So that way everybody has a little bit of something, right? Regardless of how you play this game, what rank you play this game, what classes you enjoy, what archetypes you enjoy, there's a little bit of something for everybody. If you guys want to check out any of these gameplay live, so if you guys want to check out any of the gameplay of these decks that I'm talking about tonight live, make sure you guys head on over to my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/getmeout, and drop a follow so that you guys know when I go live, so that you can watch me play and refine any of these deck lists once the expansion drops. If you guys are looking for any refined deck lists as we move through the first couple of weeks of the expansion, make sure you guys join my Discord or follow me over on Twitter, or I'll be posting any of the lists once I'm happy with them for every class and any deck that I play. And if you guys miss any of that, gameplay highlights will be uploaded to YouTube, pretty frequently for the next month or two. So make sure you guys drop a sub here if you guys enjoy my content. For each of these videos, if you guys are looking for deck lists, make sure you guys check the description down below, where you will find links to a spreadsheet and all the codes for the specific decks and classes that we talk about. If you guys enjoy my content, make sure you guys leave a like and head down to the comments to let me know what you guys think about my list and what you guys might be trying out once the expansion drops. I hope you guys enjoy, and with all of that being said, let's go ahead and get started. And we're going to be wrapping up our Theorycrafting series with Warlock and Warrior. Alright, so let's go ahead and start off with Warlock. Warlock, I'm going to go ahead and tell you now, each of these decks only has 1 new card, so please don't flame me in the comments below. That's just how the expansion worked out. So the first one we're going to be talking about is updated Renolock. Deck of Chaos plays like Luna's Pocket Galaxy in that deck, and what Deck of Chaos does is in the control-y mirrors, right? So against other Cubelocks, against other Reno Mages, decks of those nature, what Deck of Chaos does is the person who gets it out early gets to cheat out insane amounts of value in combination with tempo. So stuff like a 5-mana N'Zoth that you get to naturally bounce with something like Zola or Barista is just insanely powerful. The rest of the 29 of these cards are your staple Renolock cards. Nothing too fancy, nothing brand spanking new, but Deck of Chaos, what it does is it makes the good deck that much better, right? The one card in here that I'm a little bit iffy on is Despicable Dreadlord. I have that in here just because I'm expecting a lot of people to be experimenting with Odd Paladin, but feel free to take that out for Barista for a little bit more greed, more value. Value is good. The other deck that we're going to be messing around with that just has the 1 new card of Deck of Chaos is Cubelock, right? For the same exact reason. Allows you to generate and cheat tons of tempo, tons of mana. Cubelock is really good at cheating tons of mana. And Deck of Chaos in Cubelock mirrors or against something like Renolock, Reno Mage just allows you to do disgusting things. It's really powerful. Again, nothing brand new, nothing fancy here. Just running the Deck of Chaos. If you want to get a little bit greedy, feel free to cut stuff like the broomsticks or the tour guides, but I don't recommend that you do. But yeah, again, Deck of Chaos I think is just really good. Again, it's really bad against aggressive archetypes, but the amount of mana cheating and tempo and value that you can generate with Deck of Chaos active it is going to be game winning in a lot of matchups. It's going to be did you draw Void Caller on 4, Skull on 5, Deck of Chaos on 6, right? Those are going to be the things that decide matchups moving forward, which is going to be really swingy, and it can be a little bit unfun. But I'm looking forward to playing 3-mana 9/9s until that gets really disgusting and really popular, and then I might start hating it just a little bit. The next deck that we're going to talk about is Discard Warlocks. Basically what we did is we took out the 29th and 30th cards in Discard Warlock. We took out the Fellstalkers, and we put in Wicked Whispers. This is just a good card. Right, we talked a lot about Marco the Lotus and Storm's Wrath and how they're just really powerful effects. And so Wicked Whispers, discard synergy, right, if you need it. And it just gives your entire board +1/+1, which is going to be really strong in the mirrors or putting your board out of AoE range. Wicked Whispers I think is a good card, and buffing what we know is already a strong archetype in Discard Warlock. And last but not least, we're going to be talking about Darkglare Warlock. I wish this deck would stay dead. But basically what you're doing is you're taking out Cult Neophytes the 2 mana 3/2 that makes your opponent's spells cost 1 more next turn, to Revenant Rascal, which basically just destroys the mana crystal. So the annoying effect lasts for multiple turns. But yeah, Darkglare Warlock looking like it's getting a little bit of a buff, just like Reno Priest, which is really disgusting. But yeah, so no real meme decks for the Warlocks, but they didn't get very many good cards, unfortunately. But the three that we talked about, the Revenant Rascals, the Whispering, Wicked Whispers, and the Deck of Chaos, very, very strong cards in their own respective archetypes, and giving each of them actually pretty solid, significant buffs. And moving into Warrior, so Warrior is one of the classes that, alongside Mage, that I'm like really, really excited to mess around with some of the new cards. The first one I want to talk about is Galakrond Warrior. Galakrond Warrior is one of those decks that every time I see it on a meta report, it's like tier 2. I'm a little bit confused because every time I play this deck, it felt really, 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 really bad. Right? Maybe that was just because of the meta that I was playing in, but I was never impressed with Galakrond Warrior, which is why I'm excited for some of the new cards, because it looks like it slots into Galakrond Warrior really, really well, and gives the archetype kind of a strong identity and a breath of fresh life. So this utilizes a lot of the new cards. We talk about Stage Dive, Baton, Watley, and Tent Trasher. So it's a lot of new cards for a wild deck. Ultimately, in the long run, Watley might be a little bit too slow. You just replace it with a second Stage Dive. But all of the cards that we talked about are pretty strong, right? And maybe most importantly, it enables other strong cards, specifically Alex Trez's Champion, which is one of the best 2-drops in the game. 2 mana 3/3 with charge. Yes, please. Tent Trasher is probably going to be 4 mana, sometimes 3, which is really, really strong for a 5/5 with Rush. And yeah, Baton seems a little bit underwhelming, but it's a lot of stats if you're able to get the 3 swings off, and it synergizes nicely with Invoke. It makes the one attack a lot less punishing. This is the deck that I'm probably maybe the most excited to play, just because like Galakrond Warrior sucks to me, and this looks like a lot of fun to play. This new Galakrond Warrior list plays like a tempo archetype, and it looks like it's actually going to be really, really strong. So this is probably my take for one of the most improved decks in Darkmoon Faire. The next Warrior decks that I'm going to talk about, I'm going to talk about 2 versions of Taunt Warrior. So Taunt Warrior has been a little bit of a meme status in the past, but I had experimented with this Pirate Taunt Warrior build that took advantage of Ankar, and it actually performed really, really well back in Ashes of Outland, and I wanted to revisit it with the new Pirate Taunt Sword Eater. It's a 4 mana 2/5 that equips a 3/2 sword, so that synergizes nicely with stuff like Dread Corsair anyways. And so, yeah, it's really, really low to the ground, tons of draw in the deck, and essentially you're just trying to complete quests turn 5, turn 6, and then have done enough damage that you just need like 1 or 2 rag shots to hit face, and it puts your opponent on a pretty significant clock. So yeah, the Sword Eaters are the only new cards in this list, but they're pretty powerful, right? Are able to be tutored off of Ankar, help equip a new weapon anyways. This synergizes nicely with your other pirates that you can draw as well. So big fan of this list, and looking forward to trying it out in the new expansion. If you're looking for a little bit of a slower version of Taunt Warrior, I introduced to you Menagerie Taunt Warrior. I think this deck is probably really slow, but it's really cool. So again, N'Zoth, God of the Deep. If you're looking at Dragon Warrior, this plays a little bit similar to Control Warrior. But you have the Circus Amalgam with Taunt, right? Completes your quest, counts towards N'Zoth. You have Wax Elemental, cheap Taunt, but it's an Elemental, comes back off in N'Zoth. You've got Sword Eater, Pirate, comes back off in N'Zoth. You've got Scrap Golem, Taunt, Mech, comes off in N'Zoth, Scrap Golem. You've got Ziliax, you've got Armageddillo, Beast, by the way. Armageddillo's a beast, which comes back. Deathwing's a dragon, can be used as an emergency board clear, so does Tent Trasher. Fits really nicely in this deck. You got 2 Mordens. And the Carnival Clowns are a little bit slow, but they're taunts, and N'Zoth activates them. Clowns are probably bad, but wasn't sure what to put in, and I needed to put clowns in a deck somewhere. So we're trying it out. Clowns are probably bad, probably should cut them, but this is a lot slower of the Taunt Druid build. Probably like plays a lot like Control Warriors. So maybe those Carnival Clowns should just be like brawls. Who knows? But or maybe Blackwall Pixies or Garrisons, right? So since you're completing the quest much later in the game anyways, maybe those could be useful. But yeah, this is my slower N'Zoth Menagerie Taunt Warrior. And last but not least, let's wrap around to the meta decks. Kind of left this one out of order, my bad. But Dead Man's Hand Warrior, kind of the big inclusion from this expansion that gets put into Dead Man's Hand is Minefield. I think this card's being slept on by a ton of people. I think Minefield is a pretty damn good removal tool against early aggressive boards. And get stuff like Green Priest, remove the Razas, remove the Kazakus without taking any chip damage, which is important for stuff like Dead Man's Hand to begin with. So, but yeah, nothing flashy here, no fancy new inclusion, but I think Minefield is a card that's being slept on and will improve Dead Man's Hand Warrior. But yeah, guys, that's going to wrap up our Warlock and Warrior video, and with that, our Theory Crafting series. I hope you guys enjoyed. And I hope you guys take a lot of these lists to ladder on week one of the expansion, and let me know how they perform, what changes you're making, what you find list you end up coming up with. And I hope you guys enjoy Darkmoon Faire, enjoy the expansion, and I will see you guys next time. Later.